Hello and greetings everybody, welcome back to Anno 1800. Surprise, surprise, we're back with another episode, another session into the fair metropolis of Crown Falls. Now, we've already finished a couple of things. In this episode, I want to focus a bit more on infrastructure that we need for our tourists. So we do have a central station already, we do have some, museums that add a bit of attraction overall. What we still need to do is we need to connect our tourist port over here with the central station as well. So at the moment there's not that many tourists coming in. Look at that, tendency is actually -7, so we are losing a few tourists there, and yeah, we are only getting like 141 tourists in the city right now with $480 income or credits. That is not so much, and we definitely want to increase this. Plus it's also a nice income that's coming in with that. And what we need to do for that is, first of all, we need to connect it with the central station. And the other thing is that we need to have a higher attractiveness level. Before we do that, one thing that I can do now that I'm looking particularly forward to, I'm clicking on the steamship, and yes, we can build the battleship. So the Mercier Lighthouse was actually just a spelling mistake, and we can actually now have the battleships. So these are the proud of the Navy. They're mighty and tanky, but cost a lot of maintenance. And yes, they cost 2,000 credits per ship, which is insane. The normal battle cruiser, for example, only costs 800, right? So this costs actually 2 times of that. But what we can see, it has 12,000 hit points. That's twice as much as the battle cruiser, and it can also do almost 3 times the damage of a battle cruiser. Well, that means we have to build them. They cost also quite a lot of machines and advanced weaponry. Yeah, let's have 2 of them built in construction now. I think this is going to take quite some time. Yes, it is. So once they are done, we probably will be finished with our projects. This is something that's working now, and I'm really excited about those battleships because, to be honest, I envied the princess there quite a bit now. Okay, let's go for the tourists. What we want is we have our track system here at the moment, and I want to continue with that all the way to our tourist destination. Also, what we have here is the power station. So there it is, right? For this district there, another power station, and I would like to have another power station then for this district there as well, and for this one. So we still need about 2 more, or 3 even, 3 power stations in this area to support all of that with electricity. This is something we have to do here. Lucky us, I had this kind of system there with the little entrances, so we can actually get rid of that and have the tracks in between. The same thing I can do here. So for now we are going to get rid of that road there. Oh, people will not like that. Let's connect them here for now, because this district still needs to be connected. As we can see, it's not connected at this point. Let's get rid of that road there too, and let's also we will need to get rid of quite a lot of roads here, but it should be fine if everything goes to plan, and usually it's always going to plan, isn't it? Let's build it all the way up to this point there. There I'm going to get rid of it, right? So the tracks are going then down here into this area, so that we have then the harbor close by. On the other hand, another track is going up here to the power station. Let's do this real quick. So the power station we can connect right away, which has no connection at this point, so we should be doing that. Going all the way down here and right to that system there, right? And here we might make it like so, and then we have the connection. The same thing we do here. So it's just going all the way up here again. Now what I can do here is I can finally connect those districts again, and also those poor houses. Oh, okay. I think we have a problem. I think we have a problem with this one here, because if there's 2 tracks, I cannot build the road over it, it seems. So there is something actually. We might be losing a few buildings here if I'm not doing it any other way. And I don't think that I'm doing it any other way, right? So in this area, we might be losing. Oh, we go down here. Oh, this is possible. Wait a second. We could also, with the double row, with the double tracks, it's not easy. Also get our first visitor, special visitor. That's the first one ever, so that just came with the boat. It's a publican, and we can equip it in Townhalls and gives the pups a range of plus 12% actually. Yeah, let's accept her. We might just be selling her then anyway. For the double tracks, what we can do here is though, that we just have 2 single tracks, right? So Let's just do this, because I really don't want to get rid of any houses here. We can make it like this. The first one goes then down here. Let's just do this in that area. So there we have the tracks going all the way down here. On that side here, they can merge again. Why? Because it's going into the harbor area and we have plenty of space over there and no houses that need connection. Right, so there we have the connection. It's kind of like a loop then here. The same thing we do here. So there we connect it then with the main system. The only, well, downside is this house here really needs to go. So there is no way around that. I might still try something. I might build the road before everything, right? And then we try to build it around it. Is this working? Do you have a connection now? Yes, he actually has a connection. Oh, this is perfect. All right, so we can still learn something here. I do need to have the roads laid out before I do the double tracks. And then I can actually, well, kind of like save on this one here. Perfect. Let's do it like that. Perfect. There we have the station now right in front of the public mooring. So my tourists can enter it here with that. We have the double roads or the double tracks now too. This is working. The only thing here is that I don't want to have the trains passing right beside the public mooring. So my tourists don't get into the city and get rolled over by a train. Let's build the train station there real quick. So the small train station is working now. It is also being connected. What we now need to do is we can of course still expand the tracks now here to the other side, and here it's going into a double track system again. There we have then the crossing. Unfortunately we can't have a crossing here, it seems, so there is just that. Right, this is looking much better then, especially when the tourists come into the town, so they can go over that street, and there's still a smaller crossing then, because we still need to continue over this side here as well, where we're going to have another well, first of all, passenger station and another power plant, right? We have the power plant up there. So I would like to end this track or this train system here, where we already have a bit of space. So it makes a lot of sense to me to just have the train then on this side. We're going to continue with the train then here along that road and right into this district where we're going to have the power station. Let's build the power station right away. As we can see, it's can be squeezed in there just perfectly fine. Let's just check also the range of it. Yep, very good. So it's taking into account these guys there. We're going to have this station here, which is going to power this whole district there. And by the way, I think there might be a problem here. Yes, they need to be connected, of course. Now it's working. Perfect. There was no connection here. So now it's going all the way to that side. And I just hope that this one, it's very close. It's very close. These buildings here are not being powered. Those three there in the center. We might have another power station then here. This is working too for this whole district there. There we already have the tracks, right? So we can make this happen in the future. Let's just place the power station. We do need the electricity going all the way to that side. And whoosh, that was a lot of planning. So hopefully we're done with it then. And we can focus on other things. And there we have the tracks then. This we can make more beautiful though. Let's just see it. A single track is actually perfectly fine here, because there's only going to be one power station at the end of this and one passenger system maximum at the end of this. Oh, and the train is already coming. It's quite a long train actually. Into this small station there, delivering the passengers, just as expected. Very good. So we now have a functional passenger system going from this station there to the next station. And look at that, there's the next train already coming. Thomas the Tank Engine with some people on board. And two oil there actually, delivering the passengers. The only thing I'm hoping now is, yes, it's also working. This train here now is using the other track that is available right now, right? So this is using this track, so the left track, and this one is using the track number 1. Look at that, perfect, absolutely fantastic. This is how I imagine it to be. There's a crossing that's missing, very good, let's add it to it. So there we have a passenger system, 120 they deliver now each direction, and thus the people can commute here. Also then the tourists, they don't have to walk all the way there up there now. They can rather use the train network. There we have another small station, and the central station is then up here that is producing all these people. There are actually 400 in the passenger train there. Perfect. absolutely fantastic. I love this mod already quite a lot. Hugo Mercier offers us a destruction quest. I'm all in for that. Speaking of quests,
now, you'll be back in time for tennis.
I will, most likely. No idea what you mean by that. Let's move those ships out there. They have the plague. Quite a lot of them have the plague right now. We should not underestimate that. Can spread rather quickly. Let's just squeeze in something else here so that we have the train station now. We can have a crossing here because look at that. Those poor fellows are going around it to get to their to their worker pier, right? Because this worker pier is transporting all the people to the different islands. And yeah, they have to go around like this at the moment. So hopefully we can fix it. Also here another crossing, and there we might have another one. This should be fine for those guys. Let's also add some ornaments to this whole area there. So we want to hide those tracks as good as possible, right? So having some trees here. Oh, wait a second. Let's make the elm trees. I love the elm trees. And perhaps also here. And on that side here for sure. Right, so those guys can then sit or enjoy a beautiful summer day there in the shades. And here, right, so that we have a lot of green stuff. And here we might actually have some watering hole for the horses. And also what we might have here is some benches or an apple tree. Nah, let's have some garden benches so people can enjoy a nice day out here as well. Watching the trains go by. Perfect. Let's just place all of that. There we have it. So there we have the station, and we also have a few more of these houses there in the background as well that I've built now. For the trees here on the main road, which is looking rather naked too, we might be having, you know, I usually am the fan of the poplar trees, but we have quite a lot of poplar trees, and I do have them in the center, quite a lot of them. So we might just have the temperate grove here in the center, which gives a rather nice mixed impression, where we have some patches of grass, some flower beds, and some trees there in between, and we can use this for this whole district there too. It's looking rather too naked there, so let's plant it and let's make it green. Also here a nice little alley, like those guys there. Looks much better already. And look at that, we have full streets here. Perfect, really looking good there. All these people out there, and yes, they're also using now my crossings again, something they should be doing there. There's also a lot of asphalt here, so we might have some future ornaments there as well. Now of course this did not change much for my tourists yet, even though a tendency of plus 16 we can see of new tourists coming in. And we still have a lot of work to do here, but for now this is good, and we have thus connected it. Up here we still have the power station. The problem now is that we have here with the power station is that I might be running out of oil constantly, right? At least we have a bit of oil right now, but we just don't have enough forever. So in that regard, we might, there I said it, we might need to expand our oil business. We might go for gas. And gas is something we can only find in the Arctic. So the Arctic will be our next goal, because we do need to get something up there. Let's build it though anyway, for now. Even though if we don't have enough oil, it's still enough oil to power them from time to time. That we have all of that. Plus we do need a bit of oil there as well to be able to upgrade all our engineers. And as we can see, there are quite a few of them who want some upgrades. So why not just give it to them? Beautiful, a few more. Unfortunately, these skyscrapers disappear then if we build them or if we upgrade them, but we can still, you know, get skyscrapers up now. There we have a few more investors, and this block here we can also have. By the way, there is an artisan building, which doesn't have the university connected right next to it. Where is the university in this area? Is it this one? Because if it's this one, we might need to have some more paved roads there.
Ship constructed.
Right, and this one, perhaps that works. Perhaps it's doing something.
Ship constructed.
So that it gets its full coverage of the university. Down here we have another one. It's just about a centimeter, I think, that it's not working. So we will have to build another one, I guess, close by. We have quite a lot of universities close by. Come on. And lo and behold, the first battleships are out. There we have them. So these are the strongest ships in this game. There we have the old version of it, the Neptuno 2. for example, and now we got the Griffin and the Vampire Squid, the fourth, up and running here, and it's looking vastly different. Gotta say that, much bigger. Also, a nice little cabin up there, looks rather strange. Yeah, and when we look at the stats, so we got 137 attack points compared to 50, and we got 12,000 hit points compared to the old 6,000. On the other hand, it costs more than twice as much maintenance cost, so 2,000 credits for one of those ships. Those together already cost me 4,000 on my balance now. I will be getting, yeah, 2 more, and that's the end of it then for now. This is it, right? I'm looking forward to see those guys in action. This will be much better than before, especially because they do so much damage. Having 4 of them, oh boy, I can only imagine. Let's have a look at the heavy warship as well. 62 attack damage and 5,500 hit points. So they even have twice as much hit points, twice as many hit points, and more than 3 times the attack power of a heavy warship. But the heavy warship almost costs me nothing. Right, only 350 credits as opposed. Now, let's have a look at my heavy warships. They are full of epic items. Let's unload all of these epic items that I purchased over the course of the last hours. We want to use them, of course, for our industry and for some expeditions. So let's just send those 2 heavy warships out there. How many slots does a battleship have? 3 slots only. This is not much better. I was hoping for 4 slots. We might be using Lord Algernon here for our expedition then with the 4 slots. Because the Arctic is another goal that we have there right now. And to go for the gas. So let's just have a look at that. The Passage Expedition, there we have it. Let's have a look what we need. Help Lady Faithful rescue her husband in the Arctic. So Lady Faithful contacted us and her husband disappeared in the Arctic. First things first, why is her husband in the Arctic anyway? But still, we're going to help, of course. We have the resources. We just need to decide now what kind of ship we want to send. I could actually send my battleship for this, right? A battleship is really good for that. But it doesn't have enough resources, slots. And I would still like to get some building resources over there as well. So let's go with the Royal Galleon. In that case, and let's put some items on it that might be useful for it. So we do need hunting and force, and with 2 of those legendary items I'm already full here actually with 100% morale, and we've also ticked almost everything. So the only thing that I would like to do here now is something for the rations. This would be the fish, right? And then we can have the building resources, so bricks and timber. And with that we might actually be starting already on something there. And then I will just send other ships to it as well. Or do we have something that is equipable on a ship? On a military ship, diplomacy and naval power. Let's just try this. I'm still having the hunting then open. Perhaps there is something for ships. Unfortunately there isn't. So I really do need this item slot there. Right, I do need this guy on that expedition there for that. Still fine, still fine. We have everything ticked, and yep, let's start the expedition. Lord Algernon, you're going far up to the north there. I'm hoping we see each other again, especially for the sake of those items that I have on board. We are perfectly prepared though for anything that is coming this way. And thus we have started the Arctic. So the new DLC here, the Passage Expedition then, which I just absolutely love, up there in the high north. Of course, it's going to take a while. Good luck with that. Meanwhile, let's check real quick the items that Anne has now for us in store. So we are allied with the pirate. Of course, she's selling us, first of all, advanced weapons and normal weapons. We produce them, though. She would give us gold, though. So we have the ability here for gold. And Eli also sells us gold. Though in the Arctic, we do get 2 things primarily, and that is gas that we can use for our power stations finally, so it makes it a lot easier than oil, and we do get gold, a lot of gold in the Arctic, so I'm not doing that right now. And for items, blown apart 12-pounder. This is a projectile that we can fire in battle. She mostly has military items, right, so that we can use for better battles and stuff like that. Yeah, we might actually use her at some point, especially for those items there to see them in action. And yes, we also got a new quest from Hugo, No Gods, No Masters 4, so the quest that brings us to the alliance with him. Let's see, we have now a choice here, so either we sail to Archibald or we sail to Hugo. Why? Let's have a look. After months of tension between Mercia and the Crown, the conflict is about to reach an armed resolution. You must now choose which side you are on, anarchy or monarchy. Well, I don't like either. Both of them are horrible, but we are going with Hugo, first of all, because I want to finish his quest line, and second of all, because he will be a powerful ally against the other NPCs. So let's actually sail to his lighthouse. No, to his clipper we need to sail, which is where? In my harbor. Why is it always in my harbor? Just stay where you are. Yeah, let's send my battle cruisers over there, right? They can stay in formation. Let's get them over there. Never send a ship alone anymore. I'm certainly not doing that. I'd rather just send my battle cruisers. Those guys here can stay and protect the channel that we have here, right? Where we still have some ships passing by from time to time. And thus we've also started the next quest for Hugo, and I'm pretty sure that Lord Algernon should be on its way now, somewhere far away, hopefully.
More than ready.
Yeah, it's on the way now, so thus we have also started this expedition. Looking forward to that.